Welcome everyone to Falcon Spotlight. I'm your host, Rob Flores. At this time, I'd like my guest to please introduce herself.
Hello, my name is Megan Kim, and I am 2016-2017 Homecoming Queen of Cerritos College.
Wow, I always like to have my guests share their story, like what was, early life like, with K-12 and all that.
Before, college life?
Yeah.
Wow, well, for starters, I didn't think I was going to be the homecoming queen, I'll tell you that. Well, I wasn't born here. I was born in Korea. I came here when I was in 5th grade. I moved to I lived in Norwalk for a bit, and then I moved to city of La Habra, which I went to my schools there, like Las Positas, Elementary, Imperial Middle School, and La Habra High. And I graduated La Habra in 2013. I never planned to go there because I planned on going to a better school, but I got rejected. I know, it's okay. But at La Habra High, I met some good people. I thought, it was never my plan, but maybe I was meant to go here because I met so many good people along the way. Like my teachers and some of my friends. I'm never going to forget them.
So, what was it like? Do you remember, being, 5 and under? Your memories?
5 and under. So, that's, 2000 era and before. Well, I'm trying to dig through my memory right now. So I remember living here for a little bit, not in California, but I lived in Utah, Salt Lake City with my aunt, because that's where she lived at the time. And I remember in 1999, my mom announced her pregnancy, which resulted in my brother. And I was disappointed because I really wanted a dog. But I got a brother instead. I was like, well, this is not exactly what I asked for. So, yeah, I loved that little kid, but I really wanted a dog.
Did you get one though?
No, I had 2 cats.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Okay. What was Utah like? What's the difference, too, compared to here?
I remember being, less people, actually. Even though I live in La Habra, which a lot of people haven't even heard of, and I go to school in Norwalk, which a lot of people haven't heard of, I feel like there's a lot more people here than Salt Lake City.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that much. And I remember being, so, naturey, it was so big on, nature, and I remember having snow. That's all I could remember about that.
Here, the stores are so far away though compared to.
Oh yeah, I remember going for a long drive just to go to shopping mall to get some shoes or something. Yeah.
So when you were little, your first language, what languages do you speak?
That was an interesting story because I was born in Korea, so my mom tried to get me to say Korean words like mom, which so Korean for mom is 엄마. She was trying to get me to say that, but the thing was she would have me watch all these Disney movies like Snow White and Winnie the Pooh and all that stuff, and my first word was mom, mom, English word mom, and she was surprised, and I was like, what? How did this happen? So, it kind of frustrates me when people say English is not your first language, because my first word was technically an English word.
Oh, okay. And then what happened?
Well, then, I started, learning Korean words, and I started speaking Korean. But now, ever since I came here, I started speaking it less and less, and writing it less and less. So I kind of, I'm, not that good with it. I mean, I could have a conversation in it, but not, write a novel in my language.
So those are the 2 languages.
And I took French in high school. I took French for 4 years. I know how to write sentences. I'm trying to remember. I mean, if I were to remember some grammatical structures for the French, I think I could vaguely remember. But I took French in high school.
Wow. That's very cool, knowing multiple languages and stuff. I know that's always encouraged, to helps like more opportunities as well.
It does, I guess, and like it's kind of great because I get to confuse people a little.
like well, how what did you do?
Like it's great. Well, in high school, like all my friends took Spanish, and like here I was being an oddball and taking French, and like, you know, and the thing was that they were already speaking Spanish too, and they would like talk in Spanish, and I couldn't understand, so I was like started like saying some stuff in French, and they're like, are you saying some stuff about me right now, Megan Kim? I'm like, I don't know. You better find out. Take French.
Occasionally, I wave to make sure it don't freeze. But yes, so for those of you watching right now on YouTube, you may occasionally see that we're looking at these cameras here, but that's because we're checking if like people are tuning in also live, and if there's any comments as well. I know that sometimes in the show we'll look here and the camera. When I look at the YouTube one, it's funny because we're just like that, and they're like, "Oh, shouldn't you guys be looking at that one?"
And the angle is so different.
Yeah, but it's cool just having 3 different streams of video. So as you were deciding like what's next after high school and stuff, you knew like what major you wanted and stuff?
That's the funny thing. I always thought I was gonna be a STEM major. My mom wanted me to be a doctor, so I thought I wanted to be that. I didn't actually, and I thought I was gonna go into some kind of STEM field. So I thought I was gonna pursue. I was pursuing engineering, and I was okay at physics, but I realized that that's not something that I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So I had to so when I came to college, I had to figure out what I wanted to do, and I took some political science classes here, and I loved it. Professor Mullins, he was one of the greatest inspiration to me when it came to those political science classes. He made the class very fun, interesting. He made me want to get involved and just be who I am right now.
Cool. So in high school, did you get to do any clubs and stuff?
I was part of the French club. I was a French club president.
Oh, wow.
And I was in yearbook. I was actually the editor-in-chief of the yearbook.
Cool. So different softwares and stuff?
We use this one software that the publishing company use, so I know how to use that, but that's about it.
Photoshop?
It wasn't a Photoshop. It was it was their own thing.
Oh,
so
I've been in design. I was in yearbook a while back too.
Yeah, yearbook was a great experience. So being editor-in-chief, because there was 2 yearbook classes, so there was 2 editor-in-chiefs.
Oh. How does that work for you?
So, there was the first year they tried this. They gave 2 yearbook classes. I think it was first period and second period. I was the one for second period, and they needed an editor-in-chief for the first period. So, there was one for each class.
So, if somebody called dibs on designing one particular page, the others period, couldn't design that one? It's just one book that came out, right?
Yeah. We tried to call dibs, but the thing was that my other editor-in-chief, she was more focused on, not yearbook. She was focused on, she was in volleyball team, so she was focused on volleyball and all that kind of stuff. So I called most of the dibs, and I gave her, take these and yeah, that's how it worked. And it was kind of difficult, but I thought it would be difficult, but then it wasn't because she didn't really care as much. She just wanted to get the yearbook published.
Cool. So you got to come out on the book a couple times?
I did. I get to choose the pictures. I had to approve the layouts, the stories.
Cool. So at that time, was there ever any consideration of trying to pursue something of designing or anything like that?
I did think of journalism for a bit.
Cool.
I did think of journalism, but I don't know. Political science was really my thing. So when I transfer, if I had to choose a minor, maybe I'll consider journalism or communications, because I really did enjoy that in high school, and I did have so much fun with it. I did consider it to be my major at some point,
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'll think about that as a minor when I transfer.
Cool. What was your because you had mentioned moving and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's always quite the experience being the new kid all over again. What was that like for you?
Well, it was really a big move because I was a foreign kid. I was a foreign kid from another country, just fresh off the boat. It was really, really awkward. I remember that. I remember being like, oh my god, like, I'm the new kid. Like, from the new country, and everyone thought, like, they kind of saw me as like an alien. Like, they're like, whoa, this kid is really from another country. And they would be like, hey, like, and they would ask me all these questions too. Like, I thought they were stupid. Like, they're like, hey, do they have buses in your country? I'm like, yes, we have buses, you know? But, like, they were asking me all these kind of questions, and I remember getting a little annoyed by it, by those questions. But it was kind of awkward and weird knowing, like, I'm not in my homeland where I was raised anymore. But, you know, I did get used to it. Now I consider United States, California to be my home.
Do you get to visit though?
No, I haven't been there since I was 10, actually. And I'm 22 now. And I did spend most of my life here in the U.S.
What did your dad say about, like, your major and stuff like that?
My mom was the one who was kind of, like, surprised because she never thought I would pursue that kind of field. Especially since I got a D in American government in high school. But my dad was surprised too because, you know, again, my high school report card will say I got a D in American government. And they're like, I mean, if this is what you want to do, I guess. They didn't think I was going to pursue this much and do student government and, you know, actually pursue a degree in university.
Cool. So tell us, what was that first week like? That first, you know, transition into being a freshman?
Freshman of high school or like?
Well, both, like college.
I remember in high school, I was thinking, well, it's a big league. This is where I have to step up and focus and go to university right away because I was planning to go to university right away. And my big mistake was I took an AP class as a freshman.
Oh.
I know. Well, it was AP Human Geography, so it's like some geography course here. My God, my teacher was the hardest. Like, so I got my first D in high school, like my first D ever there, and I got a couple D's after that. But like, that's where I like messed up. I tried to step it up my sophomore year. I had a really strict math teacher. I got an F, my first F. Junior year I stepped it up, and senior year I was doing great until I got D in American government. But I did get accepted to universities as an engineering major. But, you know, I couldn't afford it. So I chose community college. And it was I was actually going through like mad, like depression, I guess, some sort. I was really sad. I wasn't really feeling motivated first during my senior year. Like, I was thinking, what's the point? Like, I'm not gonna even like go to like universities. Like, they don't need me to take these classes. The only thing I need to pass is my English and my government econ, and that's it. And that's the only thing I focused on. And until one of my physics teacher, he pulled me aside and said, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "Nothing." And it was like, "I've known you for 2 years. Like, this is not you. Like, something is obviously bothering you." And I didn't want to say like, "Oh, I'm depressed because I'm not going to university." So I said, "I have senioritis." And he said, "Okay, but I'm just gonna let you to know this. Wherever you go, whatever happens, I'm gonna let you know right now that hope is never lost. You could do it. You can make it up. You can make it. I know you can, Megan." And he just left it there. And I remember thinking that senior year, wow, someone actually cared to notice I was going like struggling, and someone actually reached out to me. And he's like, I'm never gonna forget my physics teacher. And he's helped me with physics ever since. I was able to get a 5, the highest score you could get on the physics test, all because of him. And then I graduated. I took a year off, and I went to Cerritos here. And I remember what my physics teacher said, like, hope is not lost. And I put all my effort into my grades. I just studied, and I was able to get 4.0 until I took Calc 1. And that just kind of ruined my GPA a little.
So, what about Cerritos? Like, what was that like the first week?
First week, my first class at Cerritos College was English 52 with Beverly Whitson. I remember thinking, like, I wonder how college is going to be like. I wonder how, because I took a year off, I was thinking, I wonder how college is going to be different. Like, because in high school they made a big deal about how different it is. I wonder how different it will be. And Professor Whitson made it a very easy transition for me. I got used to it. And then my second class I took was stats with Professor Nick Dell. You know, she made they both made an easy transition for me.
That's the one class everybody's like, oh no.
I know, they're like, oh no. But like Professor Nick Dell, I was like, every time I didn't get it, I was like, I don't get this. And she'd be like, oh, like what do you mean? Like, I don't get how you did that. It's like, oh, that's easy, and she would just solve it. I'll be like, oh, I see. And then, you know, she helped me a lot too, both Professor Whitson and Professor Nick Dell. I was able to get A's in both of their classes.
Oh. So this semester, what are you taking currently?
Right now, let's see. I took Speech 100 with Professor Hoppy Nagel. I'm taking Political Science 201 with Professor Mullins. Geology 201, Earth History with Professor Rath. Also, what else am I taking? Oh, History of Rock and Roll with Professor Jim Simmons. And I'm taking Taekwondo with Master B.
Wow.
14 units.
No taking it lightly for the last one, huh?
Well, I thought I was going to struggle, but I'm surprisingly doing great. Like, I thought I was going to get C's, but I'm not, which is surprising to me.
What belt were you going for?
Huh?
The Taekwondo.
Oh, it was just like a PE class I just had to take.
Well,
but I'm
the rank.
Right now I'm in a yellow belt.
Okay, so you're going to, like, what's the next one?
I believe next one's an orange one. Orange belt, and then green, and I think it's blue. Yeah.
Cool. So, the other question I ask my guests is, who have been like your inspirations and stuff, your mentors? Tell us the importance of mentors and stuff.
I have a lot of mentors. Like my physics teacher in high school, he was one of the biggest influences on me. My mentor, he taught me to never give up on life. But also my mom is my biggest influence. Like, my mom has been through so much. Like, I always complain about my life. You know, I always feel sorry for myself at sometimes, but like, man, my mom really had it hard. But like, she never gave up. You know, she's still looking up. You know, and even though like she just didn't say it, like she's always like, I know she loves me. And she's just like a biggest influence. Like, she just works hard. She works like, I don't know, like 50 hours just to like, support us. She's gonna ask her for a day off now because she said she's too tired. But man, like, I don't know how she does it. Like, seeing that makes me want to work harder and not complain about my life. And who also has my mentor? I have like a lot of closest friends who I really, really like admire. Like, the former Associate Justice Victor Macias. Like, he is someone I really look up to as well, because I know he struggles, but that guy gets nothing less than an A. And another guy is one of my best friends, Joseph Fierro, because Joseph, he has positive outlook on life, no matter how dark like the situation is. Oh, did something pop up?
Somebody Snapchatted me apparently.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's something that is really great. Like, I don't know how people do it. It's really easy to feel sorry for yourself and like just lose hope. But it's really hard to just look up and think optimistically and just keep going on with your life. And they're all just made such a big influence on me. I don't get to choose my parents, but like everyone else, like my physics teacher and my friend Victor and Joseph, like, I'm glad I got to meet them. I'm really glad I met them, and like the funny thing is, like, I was never planning to come to any of these schools either, but fate just happened, and I'm thinking, wow, maybe I was meant to meet these guys. Maybe I was meant to meet these people.
And so tell us, how did you get introduced to clubs? Did that start immediately, like your first semester?
I went to a little bit of clubs because my counselor encouraged me. So I remember going to a couple ISA, like when I wasn't really committed. I went to a couple ISA meetings, like maybe one PTK meeting. This was my first semester, and that was it. Like, I didn't really go to clubs as much, but then like I got really involved, and then my second semester of my first year, when I joined ASCC as a assistant commissioner of public relations, that's when things changed, and like I got more involved, and it got me to where I am now.
Cool. Tell us, for those that are listening, and those potential future college students, what's the benefits of going and being part of clubs and stuff instead of just like going straight home after class?
The benefit is, I understand why students want to go home afterwards, but the benefit is you get to meet new people with the same interests. For example, anime club. You guys all like anime. Whether it's different types of anime, you guys like anime. I mean, you guys might bound to find some anime that you guys like together. Maybe you guys can chill after school, like after class, and watch anime together. Another thing, I'm trying to think of something. Phi Theta Kappa, which I was part of. You guys value education. Like, you guys can maybe help each other out, do research. But and what else? Like, I don't know, but like but the clubs help students find like their similar interests and taste. It helps you build friends, and helps you connect with people. Maybe you're gonna find someone in that club and maybe help you to grow. Maybe that person's gonna help you grow connections and help you find a job one day or something. You never know.
Cool. So, books can be expensive and stuff like that, and so oftentimes people have to like balance work and stuff. Did you have to do that?
Yes. Last semester I worked full time, and I had to go to events as a homecoming queen, which I didn't have a lot of events to go to, I think, but I took 13 units. That was very difficult for me. What I did was I had one day off out of the entire week, which was Tuesday. Tuesday was my homework day.
Wow.
Tuesday was my homework day. And this semester I'm more flexible, 30/35 hours. So what I do is, and the thing is, I don't work on Sundays anymore, so now Sunday is my homework day. Whatever happens, I do my homework on Sundays. I get my things done on Sundays.
How did you deal with like midterms and finals?
Oh, I cried. I cried. I had a couple all-nighters. I tried to make time to, study for my classes and midterms. And, it was really hard. I remember that much. But I had to pull a couple all-nighters and study in my free time just so I could pass my classes.
What have been your memorable moments here?
One of my memorable moments here? Well, let me try to think of a couple. Well, my most definitely the most memorable one is my homecoming election, where all these guys who thought homecoming was absolute BS came out to help me, because they believe homecoming is a sexist event where all these pretty girls win, but they didn't care when they're like, oh, our friend Megan wants to do it. Oh, okay, I'll be out there. I was like, well, I thought you didn't like it. It's different. I mean, yeah, I think it's complete crap, but you want it, so I'm gonna help you. So that was one of the most memorable events for me. And one of my other memorable moments here was the 2016 presidential election, when I was campaign manager, and I got to have a deeper grow and develop a deeper friendship with my friend Joseph. And my other memorable memory, well, my last interview was here, in this radio station.
Cool. What was it like winning the crown? And the day of like winning and stuff like that?
I remember, like, part of me felt like I was gonna win it because like I had so many people wearing my shirt. I had like a lot of heavy advertisements, but you never know. You never know. I remember when they were building suspense, like, and the 2016 homecoming queen is, and I remember like my heart was like beating, like it was like crazy. I was like, it was really, really beating. And when they announced my name, like I just started screaming. Like all these, like the girl next to me was like, oh, what? Like, girl, like quiet down, you know? And then it was, I think it was either Saul or it was Doreen who handed me the crown. I don't know. I don't remember, but like, man, I was so happy. Like little tears rolled out because I mean, like all my friends put like a lot of dedication into it, and my friend Jonathan Lynn, he walked me down. He was excited for me too.
Cool. Well, how about your parents' reaction?
My mom couldn't be there, so what I did was my friends they recorded the whole announcement, and they sent it to me, and I sent it to my mom. And she was so happy because she knew how much I wanted to win it too. And I remember walking home I purposely did this. I put the crown on my head. I put the little rope thing around, and I carried a bouquet home. And my mom opened, and she was like all smiles. And she was like, "You did it. I know how much you wanted it, and you did it." And she was so happy.
Cool. And your dad?
My dad, well, he doesn't really care about homecoming, but he said congrats.
Oh.
I think it's like a horrible woman thing.
Oh.
My dad said congrats. And yeah, the bouquet is still in my home. It's in it's on top of our fridge as a little decorator. Yeah.
Cool. I always ask my guests, what was your most, what was your favorite subject, and what's been your least favorite or most challenging subject you've had to take?
Okay, my favorite subject, I have a lot of favorite classes. I like all my political science classes because it's my major. But I also really, really enjoyed my speech class with Professor Hoppy Nagao. And I really like my Taekwondo class with Master V. I like it because Professor Hoppy Nagao, Professor Hoppy Nagao, Master V, they both have enthusiasm for what they were trying to do. They care for the students. I like that. And they notice your progress. They actually notice your progress. And I really, really like what they're doing. And it's really hard since they have so many students. My least favorite subject is Calc 1. Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
The part of me still didn't want to give up the engineering life. I pursued Calc 1.
Okay.
I just gotta say, if math is not your thing, and you don't need it, don't do it.
What's next for you after this?
Well, tomorrow is commencement. I'm gonna walk. Then I'm gonna go to Outback Steakhouse with my family. And then, next morning I'm gonna wake up early in the morning and go to work. And then in August I'm gonna go to Cal State Long Beach.
Cool. What degree?
Political science, and I'm still thinking about the minor part.
Cool.
I'm very excited for this new chapter that I am headed up to.
And afterwards, where do you see yourself?
Where do I see myself? I have no idea, to be honest, because I always had my future planned out, but after high school, realizing that nothing really went my way, I just stopped planning my life, actually.
I always ask my guests, where do you see yourself after retirement, and what would you like your legacy to be?
I would like to be living in a mansion with a nice, Bentley, just chilling with with my dog. But I have cats, so with my dog, man, and just living that luxurious life. But realistically speaking, I see myself, just having a happy life. I'm just not struggling Having a happy, average life where I'm not just too stressed about anything.
And your legacy?
My legacy? My legacy. My legacy will be just helping people out. Because that's what I love doing. My friends always, some of my friends always ask me, why are you so involved? Why do you do this? Because I like it. I like it. I can't give an answer to anything other than that. I like it. So I know that I'll be doing that in the future, helping other people out, giving back to the community.
Cool. Let's see. I know that when I did the show with Ethan and we ended the other show, I always thought that it would be good to do any thank yous as well, because obviously it's your last semester. Do you have any thank yous
I have a lot
to say and stuff?
I have a lot of thank yous. I've been posting my thank yous on Instagram with the stupid hashtag I created. Hashtag Cerritos 13 Reasons Why. So I want to thank all those people. Let me try to remember. Alex Cervantes, Jovan, Professor Lisa Little, and who was also on here? All my friends like Lucero, Keyshawn, Jacob Lario, Donald. I also want to thank, Victor Macias and Joseph and AJ and all my professors I had in the past, like Tracy and Clara and all my advisors and Professor Hoppy Nugel, Master V, and Professor Beverly Whitson for making me allowing me to have such an easy transition to college. My mom, my dad, my physics teacher, but I can't say enough thank yous in just one sitting. There's too many people I gotta thank. There are too many people that helped me shape into who I am today.
What's it been like to be the queen already?
It was great. And I wish I had more events to go to, because the only event I went to was awards banquets and the Halloween.
Oh, the judging?
The judging. Mr. Cerritos judging, and that was it. And I wish I could have more events to go to.
What was that one like?
The Mr. Cerritos one? Oh, man. Man, when those guys came out shirtless, I was so awkward. At least put a robe on.
What did you have to do for the Halloween one?
Halloween one, I had to pick out the best costumes and pick the best pumpkin carving. But there was only one pumpkin carving, so that's just...
Oh. Yeah. For costume, was it different categories, scary?
Who was judge's favorite, the best couples costume. That's something that I remember, but I don't remember the specifics of it. But I remember having to choose that, and there were a lot of interesting costumes, I'm not gonna lie. They got really creative. And I can't wait to see how the next Homecoming Queen's gonna be. I hope they don't use it just to as a popularity thing.
Do the former ones they do something when they go the former one the year previous?
Oh yeah, the previous ones come back. Last previous one didn't, but previous ones come back on the day of the announcement, and they crown the next queen. And since I won't be too far away, I'll be back for next homecoming game, and I can't wait to see who the next queen will be. And I hope she'll have a very fruitful reign.
Cool. Oh man, I can't believe it.
The year's almost over, huh? I feel like it was just yesterday I was in your studio for the first time in November of 2015.
I know. The production has changed. Just over time, gotten more equipment to change the style of the recording.
Yeah, it's changed a little. I noticed that too. I remember there being one camera, and there wasn't
yeah,
three.
And it didn't have a stand. It was just on the.
Oh yeah.
I had to be ghetto. I remember once I had a pilot on a couple of binders.
Oh what?
Yeah.
No way.
One time it was on a shelf. One of those things
yeah.
where you put papers.
Now I think about it, I don't think you even had a camera. I think it was just your phone.
Yeah, it started off with a phone for a while. It was even a more crappier phone though before. It was one of those, I think, flip ones. Yeah.
At least you operated.
Oh yeah. Over time. Just took time and investing time into it, and you know. I've always thought that it would be great, you know, to have a show where, you know, people get to share their story and stuff. And,
That's,
yeah.
yeah, it was pretty awesome. Like, it was really different experience than last time. And thank you for having me again, Rob. Like, thank you for having me on this last show.
Oh, yeah. It's the last semester. Wow.
Last guest of this school year.
You ready for graduation?
Yes, I am. I'm ready to walk out and pick up my AA when they are ready with it.
It's 2, no? 2?
I'm getting 3.
3? Yeah. Oh my! Tell us about it.
Okay, political science. I'm trying to remember the specific other title. It's liberal arts, social, and behavioral sciences, I believe. And I'm getting a natural science. So 2 AAs and 1 AS.
Okay.
Associative science.
Associative science of behavior?
Okay, so liberal arts, social and behavioral sciences,
Mhm.
and political science. So that is an AA, 2 AAs, and I'm getting 1 AS, which is natural sciences.
Oh, natural sciences. What is that one like?
So like you have to take one class from each category, which was math, biological, and then physical science. I had to take 1 from each, and then you have to take 2 additional more. And since I already took stats and math 150, I took off 1, so I was thinking might as well take 1 extra class. So I'm thinking that's why I'm taking earth history.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
3.
I know, it's crazy. I mean, like, at least I did walk off with a STEM degree, I guess.
That's so cool.
It's still there?
Yeah,
Okay.
Just checking if it didn't freeze. Well, I know that you're still having to go through finals right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Is it the last one? The last one?
And this one is, there's one for Mullins, and then I have one at 4 o'clock today.
Oh.
Yeah, for my earth history class, which I'm not too freaked out about.
Well, good luck with the finals.
Thanks, Rob.